Guten Tag. I love going to my parents' social engagements. I think it's really fun. Me and my parents play this game. It's called Bill, Come Down and Say Hi to the Guests. And basically, when they want to play, they'll say like, Bill, come down and say hi to the guests. And so I emerge from my habitat. And I greet them, I shake my hands, I'm very polite, and then I stand there awkwardly for about 2 minutes while my parents and their guest have a conversation, and then I scurry back to my room. So it's a lot of fun. If I had to give my parents a bit of constructive criticism about how to make the game a bit better, I would suggest that like their friends should stop asking me, oh, Bill, what are you going to do after you finish school? I think it's a really bad question because obviously it's about your morals, your aspirations, your dreams, your hopes, your values, right? And so I have to distill all of that to Rick, my dad's colleague, and he doesn't really care. But I think the thing about it that really annoys me is that there's a conversational inequality going on. Like, Rick can ask me about my hopes and dreams, but I can't ask Rick about his hopes and dreams, mainly because I don't suspect he has any, but also there's just no conversational equivalent, right? Like, he can ask me, Bill, what are you going to do after you finish school? I can only ask him, Rick, what are you going to do after your second marriage? Bill, are you going to go to university? I don't know, Rick. Are you going to go to therapy? Oh, you need to. But I think the other thing about it is I just don't have a very trendy answer to that question, right? Like, it's not like, oh, I'm going to go into medicine, or I'm going to be a trader. It's just not that very, like, it's not very trendy. My first answer to that question is that I really, really hope that AI takes over the workforce in the next 5 years. I don't want a job, I don't want to work. But also, if AI doesn't take over the workforce in the next 5 years, that means that Gen Alpha is going to take over the workforce in the next 5 years. If you don't know who Gen Alpha are, they're the generation currently being born right now. They're multiplying by the second. They're the generation being raised by millennials. This should concern you. To give you a bit of a reference, I have a millennial sister, she's much older than me. She has a 2-year-old child. That 2-year-old child goes out to brunch with her. She orders a baby chino. Like, I don't know, I feel like if you're indoctrinating your kid into barista culture at the age of 2, maybe it's a bit illogical to assume that they're going to grow up to be a well-adjusted person. I don't know. She's getting an Instagram account for her 3rd birthday. But like, I can't imagine the kids being grown up in like these conditions going to the workforce, right? Like, imagine you're getting a surgery, a coronary bypass or something, right? You're on the operating table, you're about to go under the anaesthetic when you realise your surgeon's name is Braxley. He's got his scalpel in one hand, coffee cup in the other, with his 3rd bionic arm attached to his pelvis. He's got his phone out. He's filming a TikTok, and the last thing you hear as you go under the anaesthetic is, "Hey guys, POV." You're doing a surgery on this old guy. So yeah, I just really hope AI can take over before Braxley can, really. My second answer to that question is a bit more genuine, it's a bit more real. I really want to be a sex and relationships therapist, so I can be an expert matchmaker on Married at First Sight. If you don't know, I feel like the expert matchmaker at Married at First Sight is probably the best job in Australia, because the level of accountability you have to be good at your job is so low. In fact, it actually pays to be pretty bad at your job. Like, first episode in, they're sorting out the couples, and you'll hear them say stuff like, "I think that Braden and Janalisa will make an excellent couple because they both have very strong personalities." Episode 7. "I think the problem with Braden and Janalisa as a couple is that they both have very strong personalities." And that makes them really combatant. But also I just think I could do it a lot better than the people who are doing it right now. Like, I don't know if you know this, one of the expert matchmakers currently on Married at First Sight used to be a cricket player. A cricket player doing relationship advice. That just doesn't sit well with me. Like, I feel like I do most things better than someone who used to play cricket. But like, I don't know, I feel like finding out a cricket player has become a relationships therapist. It's sort of like finding out someone in the NRL is about to get their doctorate in feminist literature of the 20th century. Like, good for you, I didn't think you were capable of that. So anyway, I've explained all this to Rick. And he's sort of looking at me as if to say, are you okay? He's looking at my parents as if to say, has he been diagnosed? And then my parents let me leave to my room early, so I win. Anyway, guys, gamble responsibly. Thanks so much.